2-man against Zazie 745. Let's go ahead and adjust our viewport first. Alright, we'd love to play first. This is the kind of deck that definitely wants to play first, but we've got a sack outlet, we have a supplier, and a familiar, as well as a breaking and entering. I think that's a keep. So I think to start off, we're going to start off with supplier. Off of Blooming Marsh. So we mill Breaking, Blooming Marsh, and Mana Confluence. Opponent starts Island. We draw another Blooming Marsh. So let's go ahead and get in for 1. Play another Blooming Marsh. Play Witch's Oven. Opponent opts. And we'll play a Cauldron Familiar. Ping our opponent. Pass the turn. Opponent plays an Aether Hub. Okay, we'll just draw naturally for now. We draw a Swamp. So let's go to combat. Go attacking. Take our opponent to 18. Play an Overgrown Tomb tapped. Pass the turn. I might have cut too many blue sources. Okay. Opponent plays another Aether Hub. 2 energy for our opponent. We're going to go ahead and sack Stitcher's Supplier. And get a food. We mill a Gurmag Angler, but we get another Cauldron Familiar. So we'll go ahead, go to combat, attack for 1. No blocks for opponent, take him down to 15. Play a Swamp, and cast Haunted Dead. Opponent opts. They put a card to the top. Haunted Dead enters the battlefield. We're going to get a Spirit. They're going to Fiery Impulse Haunted Dead. Sure. So I think we're going to start draining with the cat at the end step. Just feels like a really good way to get damage in. Okay, well, let's go to combat. Attack, attack. Take our opponent to 12. Play an Oven. Pitch 2 cards to Haunted Dead. And pass the turn. Opponent is going to Glimmer of Genius to scry and draw a bunch of cards. Hey Flora, I made a number of changes to the list. I'm not quite satisfied yet, but I feel like we're getting somewhere strong. Because we're doing some cool things. Alright, sack a cat. Reanimate a cat. Reanimate a cat. Sack a cat. Reanimate a cat. And that's the game. Couldn't stand the parade of kitties. Alright, so our opponent is on some sort of blue-red energy deck. I'm going to bring in Thought Seizes. We probably should bring in like Unmoored Ego and Stain the Mind, but I don't know what for exactly yet. So because I don't know, we're going to bring in Driven to Despair instead. I'm going to cut Murderous Cut. And I think I'm going to cut Treasure Cruise, a couple Breaking and Entering, and maybe we don't need to go full Thoughtseize. We'll just go a couple Thoughtseize. Try it like this. Maybe we're just fast enough as an aggro deck. You like Strong? That's good. The new cat combo. Indeed. Indeed. Alright, well, we got a Stitcher supplier. We only have one land. Any land gets us to Grizzly Salvage, though. We are on the draw. I'm gonna mulligan because we have a Creeping Chill in hand, so it's like we're holding 6 anyway. Mulligan one more time. Okay, this is much better. We will keep, and let's go ahead and pitch Creeping Chill back to the deck, and Gurmag Angler back to the deck. Okay, opponent starts Wandering Fumarole. We draw. Another Prized Amalgam is not exactly what we wanted to see. We'll play a Cauldron Familiar, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Mountain. We draw. Watery Grave. So go ahead. Get in with the cat. Play a Watery Grave tapped. Kind of a slow start at the moment. Opponent going to Harness Lightning to blast that cat off of the face of the planet. What do you ever do to you? Another Watery Grave. We're going to go ahead and shock Watery Grave, cast an Amalgam. Opponent counters the Amalgam. Alrighty, that's where I want to be. Opponent countering spells we want in the grave. Dynavolt Tower, so that's what our opponent is up to. Alrighty, well let's see. We could play a Haunted Dead, or we can Thoughtseize. I think Thoughtseize play Prized Amalgam is a little bit better. We probably take their other Dynavolt Tower. If we take Is It Charm, the only thing they could do is cast Dynavolt Tower. But let's take Dynavolt Tower. Play Prized Amalgam. Pass the turn. I agree, that does feel pretty good. Just put this up in the corner here. So we know they had an Is It Charm. They pitched Sinister Sabotage and Commit to Memory, so we know they're holding Dig Through Time and Glimmer of Genius at the moment. Alright, Grizzly Salvage. Let's get Grizzly. We could pick up a land or a Stitcher Supplier. Let's take the Supplier. Get heavy on the Self-Mill. There's a Driven to Despair. Castle might have been the actual pick so that we could, like, keep up with the card advantage. Maybe we should be running Glowspore Shaman so that we can retrieve lands that we decided we didn't need when we actually needed them. I'm gonna go ahead and attack first. Attack, attack. Opponent gonna do something. They Dig Through Time. Okay. So opponent can shoot our Prized Amalgam down if they want. They don't. They go to 11. We'll cast a Haunted Dead. Pass the turn. Opponent Dynavolts our face. No energy currently. Ooh, Anger of the Gods. Okay, guess I played into that one. We draw Prized Amalgam. So, might as well cast that. Pass the turn. Opponent played a Search for Iscanta, but they're a little ways off turning it on. They do have... Let's see. They still have a Glimmer of Genius. They play a land. They milled a land. Okay, we untap. We draw Narcomoeba. Not what you want to be drawn. Go to combat. Attack for 3. Opponent glimmers. So we know nothing of what's in their hand now. Kills the Prized Amalgam. That's fine. I think I'm just going to cast Creeping Chill and gain a little life back. Okay. Opponent mills a mountain, plays a Steam Vents tapped, Pithing Needle, probably on Witch's Oven, Cauldron Familiar. Okay, that's fair. We draw Prized Amalgam number 4. We just need a payoff for these prized amalgams. Okay, opponent's going to Glimmer of Genius again. If we could draw a good self-mill card and hit like a Narcomoeba, it'd be amazing because we would get 4 amalgams back. Okay, opponent mills a Harness Lightning, plays a Castle Vantress. We draw a Scrap Heap Scrounger. So we'll start with an Narcomoeba. Play Scrap Heap. Torrential Gear Hulk for Dig Through Time. That feels pretty good. Get a 5/6, also Dig Through Time. Keeping breaking for matchups like this, yeah, I kind of underestimated the speed that it grants me. So I think that was my bad. We'll definitely bring it back in game 3. Opponent is at Charm, gonna go looting. Dynavolt Towers our face, sure. Anger of the Gods, number 2. Okay. Opponent hits us for 5, we go to 5. We draw Gurmag Angler. Okay. Might as well. It blocks, technically. Opponent has a counterspell, and we will scoop it up, go to game 3. Okay. So breaking and entering back in. We definitely want the Thought Seizes and the Duress. I think we cut a little bit of the top-end beef. And I'm tempted to cut some number of Creeping Chill. I don't know if this is right. Because Creeping Chill, like, the upside is insane if we get it early, but if it's in our hand, it's just awful. We could bring in Stain the Mind or Unmoored Ego for, like, Anger of the Gods, because we don't have any counter spells, but hopefully our hand hate gets us there. I also think I want a second Haunted Dead in this matchup. It was an excellent discard outlet. I'm going to cut 1 Cauldron Familiar. Try it like this. Alright, we'll play first. I think you may be right. This hand is a little slow. We're going to mulligan. This hand is more grindy. But we do have a Thoughtseize. I think I'll keep this hand. It's probably a mistake to keep a hand without self-mill, but... Start Cauldron Familiar. Pass the turn. I'm going to play Steam Vents untapped. And Fiery Impulse. That's always good to see. So let's Thoughtseize, see what's going on. Opponent has a Dynavolt Tower, an Opt, a Glimmer of Genius, and a Sinister Sabotage. We'll take Dynavolt Tower. Play Blooming Marsh and Cauldron Familiar. Kind of nice that they Fiery Impulse the first one, so that if they did draw an Anger here, we wouldn't just get angered out. Okay. Play Watergrave tapped. Get in for 1. Opponent will have Sinister Sabotage up for Haunted Dead, but I don't think that actually matters. Opponent casts their Opt. Puts a card on top. Hopefully it's not Anger. Play Castle Vantress. We draw Tassiger. So we know they have Sinister Sabotage, so let's go ahead and get in. 4/1. Take them to 14. We'll cast Haunted Dead. This might be playing into an Anger of the Gods, but if they tap out for Anger, we can resolve Tassiger next turn. Okay, they sabotage it. That's fine. They put one card on top. Let's see what they play. Another Castle of Antris. And Dynavolt Tower. We draw Amalgam. So if we activate Haunted Dead pitching these two, we get back Amalgam and Haunted Dead and a Spirit and go really wide on the board. If we exile Cauldron Familiar Thoughtseize, we can cast Tasigur, which plays around Anger if they did draw it. It also doesn't just get immediately zapped by the tower. Let's attack. I think I'm going to play Tasigur while they're tapped out. It makes the rest of their counter spells worse. Because, like, the other cards in our hand will be theoretically better if they get countered than if Tasigur got countered. Opponent plays an island. Yeah, I don't like playing into Anger of the Gods either. So opponent casts the Glimmer. We no longer know what's in their hand. They put both cards on top. And they Fiery Impulse Tasigur and shoot him down with the tower. Okay, we draw a Narcomoeba. Let's go to combat. Go attacking. And I guess we Haunted Dead. We could have done that actually at our... I forget I can do that at instant speed. For some reason in my mind, this says do this as a sorcery. So if they have Anger here, we're going to get absolutely destroyed. Which they're digging through time, so they're going to have Anger. Oh my god, I'm sorry if I punted this game away. This is an instant speed ability. It needs to be respected as such. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I completely punted that. I am so sorry, everybody. Draw with the castle. Try and hit a land. Yep. That was entirely my bad. I deserved it. Opponent plays a mountain. We untap. We draw Watery Grave. Play Watery Grave. Activate Castle. We draw a Scrap Heap Scrounger. We would really like a Grizzly Salvage or a Breaking and Entering. Opponent gets to Torrential Gear Hulk for Dig Through Time. Yeah, that's pretty nuts. So we'd be in a much better place, but I'm not sure if we would have won. Okay, we take 5, we go to 7, untap. We draw another Witch's Oven. Cast Scrounger. Yeah, okay. We weren't winning that. So the good news is, this deck's got some merit. It's got some good stuff going on. The bad news is, I built it wrong. But that's part of brewing, so... I think what we're going to do is we're going to cut a couple of our top-end pieces, and we're going to add some pieces that felt really good. I definitely want another Haunted Dead in this deck. And I think I want, like, a Glow Spore Shaman. Yeah. Because then we can recycle, like, a land. It's another creature for effects that count creatures. Like... Alright. So we made a slight adjustment. Back into the queue. We're against Frank Lepore. Alright, they get to play first. So we have Breaking this time. We do have a couple of cards we wish were in our library, but I don't think I can deny a start like this. When it starts Woodland Cemetery, we draw a Mana Confluence. We'll start Blooming Marsh, play the cat. Drain him for 1, pass the turn. Okay, they play a Sun Petal Grove. We draw a Woodland Cemetery. That Woodland Cemetery is actually really bad. So play Mana Confluence, go ahead. Get in for 1. We will Breaking Ourself. Pass the turn. I liked playing more Treasure Cruise Dig Through Time in the deck. Lets you refill faster and on their turn. Well, Dig Through Time does, yes. Opponent plays a Voice of Resurgence. Let's see. Play a Woodland Cemetery. Cast Narcomoeba. Pass the turn. Opponent goes attacking. 4-2. No blocks. We take 2. Go to 17. An opponent plays a Charming Prince. Scrying 2. Oh, they might be a rally deck? Yeah, that seems like it might be a thing. Okay, Witch's Oven. Witch's Oven is good here. Because we can start sacking and we can at least get back an Amalgam. I think we're gonna play a. We're gonna swing 1 and then we're gonna play a Haunted Dead. Okay, opponent shocks in a Godless Shrine. Worth noting, the center's untapped if you cast it from your hand. Eldritch Evolution, Voice of Resurgence. They're going to get a 4-drop. For Questing Beast. Okay. Well, we can't block that. Go to 11. We draw. Gurmag Angler. We'll play Witch's Oven. Delve away a bunch of things we don't need. Go to combat. Attack for 2 in the air. Pass the turn. This is not a rally deck, you are correct. This is like Pioneer Pod, question mark. Night of Autumn? Well, what would you do that for? We'll sack the cat. They destroy Witch's Oven. They go to combat. Nothing happens. Second main. We sack the food, reanimate the cat, trigger Amalgam. Comes back. Untap. We draw. Treasure Cruise. Let's see. I kind of like just hard casting Creeping Chill here. Like getting in with our flyers, hard cast Creeping Chill. And then next turn, cruising. Attack for 2, take him to 10. Cast Creeping Chill. Ye old 4-mana Lightning Helix face. Opponent Assassin's Trophy Gurmag Angler. Get an island. Play an Overgrown Tomb tapped. They attack with Questing Beast. We can block with Amalgam. Yeah, I think it's actually worth blocking. Okay, we untap, we draw. Scrap Heap Scrounger. So let's attack with Narcomoeba, Haunted Dead, and Spirit. They block Haunted Dead with an Elemental token. Sure. Opponent takes 2. Let's see. So if we exile all of the stuff we know we're not getting back. 2, 3. We can Treasure Cruise. And then we can play a Witch's Oven and get back Haunted Dead. we're going to be able to block the elemental token at the very least. We'll be able to block the elemental token and Charming Prince, so we'd be taking 6, and 2 is 8. We'd go to 5. If they can find 5 damage, I guess we don't have to play Witch's Oven this turn. I just feel like it would be better that way. Oh, shoot. Actually, we would be taking more than that. They'd only have to find 3 damage because our Confluence is hurt. In that case, let's not pay 2 life. And pass. Opponent goes to combat. Attacks with the big boys. We'll block with the familiar. Okay. Reanimate Haunting Dead. Pitching Scrounger and a Marsh. It does, but the Spirit does not. Untap, we draw Castle Lochthwain. Go to combat. Attack. Attack, attack. Opponent Abrupt Decays a Spirit. Goes to 3. So we Creeping Chill for victory? Woo! We got there! Alright, well I imagine there's going to be some kind of grave hate from our opponent. Yes, I did that the first time. I did not do that the second time. And that's my bad. So I think I'm actually going to bring in... kind of want to bring in Necrotic Wound, just for hilarious removal. I don't know if we actually want to be playing this in this deck, because more often than not we're going to mill it, and when we draw it, it probably will feel bad. I think Driven to Despair is fair to bring in. And we may want Golgari Charm. I think we want at least 1 Golgari Charm. Thoughtseize is probably decent, at least as a 2-of. Let's see. I don't know if I want Cruise. Probably... Tassiger's probably decent. This deck is hard to make cuts in, because like it definitely has a critical mass of things it needs to do. I'm going to cut Golgari Charm. I'm going to cut Glowspore Shaman. A Tassiger and a Gurmag Angler. Alright, try like this. Alrighty. We have a breaking, but we're holding a bunch of stuff we want to mill. We do have a Murderous Cut, so maybe it's worth it. Well, we'll keep. We'll try it, see what happens. Opponent starts Sun Petal Grove tapped. We draw a Forest. Good. Play Water Grave tapped. Pass the turn. Opponent plays another Sun Petal Grove tapped. We draw Prized Amalgam. Play a Swamp. And breaking, targeting ourself. Getting back a Narcomoeba. But no Prized Amalgam. We did not have a lot of good mills there. Opponent plays a Voice of Resurgence. We draw Blooming Marsh. Well, get in for 1 in the air. Cast Prized Amalgam. Eldritch Evolution the Voice for something big. Maybe scary. Questing Beast. Okay. I think we just take 4. Untap. We draw Stitcher's Supplier. I think that's a fair thing to start with. We'll start with Stitcher's Supplier. We mill a Creeping Chill. Woo! Free Lightning Helix. Let's play a Forest. Murderous Cut Questing Beast. Getting rid of all the things we don't care about. Tapping correctly, so we can still cast Narcomoeba. Go attacking. Opponent plays Charming Prince. It's such a bland target for Eldritch Evolution. Where's Kalitas? Yeah, no kidding, right? It's just generic green wall of text creature. Let's see, we draw Narcomoeba. Go to combat. Swing everything. Opponent can double block. We do it in this order, so both die. Opponent takes some damage. We cast a Narcomoeba, play a Mana Confluence, pass the turn. I mean, we might have had sort of a decent curve this game, but our opponent really had a derpy curve. They're kind of playing a derpy deck. Woodland Bellower. I'm going to tutor out a green creature, CMC 3 or less. It's Scavenging Ooze. Wow, one more mana and we can just reanimate like a creature. Just reanimate Questing Beast or Voice. Let's see. I think we just attack everything. Well, yeah, if they leave mana up, which they should, if they're good. Attack with everything. Chumps the 1/1. We mill Narcomoeba. Triggering Prized Amalgam. I think we breaking target ourself. Mill another Creeping Chill. Awesome. So now they're dead a bunch of different ways. We triggered another Prized Amalgam as well. We have 4 1/1 flyers and a Lightning Helix in hand. I think we got there. Siege Rhino. Okay, 8 Prized Amalgam. Well, we're just going to double Despair and they're going to die. We take 9. No blocks. Go to 10. Because Despair has more text on it than just your opponent discards a bunch of cards. They gain... Oh, I thought it was 1-0 in Menace. Maybe not. Actually, Menace might kill them. Because then they can't block Amalgam. Math is hard. This just kills them. Oh, they still gain a life. This doesn't have trample. They're going to gain more life next turn. I'm going to cast this turn. And we're going to leave back 2 Narcomoebas to block. 8 Gurmag Angler. Go up to 8. We attack for 5, take them down to 3. They discard 3 cards. Rest in Peace, Siege Rhino. Well, Rest in Peace would have royally sucked. So opponent can gain 1, 2, 3 life after blocks. And then we swing back lethal, I think. So chump, chump. Now what is this? 5 mana. Blood Baron of Vizcapa. I love this card. I used to play this card in Standard. He took our other Driven to Despair, which I think actually... Okay, nope. We have Creeping Chill. Reach! To the dome! Dredgeless Dredge versus Abzan Pile. Abzan Dude Pile. I mean, it's all good creatures. Like, there's no... It's not necessarily a pile. It's just a pile of dudes. I think we got you, opponent. Although, out of all of the creatures they could have cast, I think Blood Baron was not one of the ones I would have expected. Though I am happy to see it. I really, really like Driven to Despair. I kind of overvalue it. Alright. So we need to make some adjustments here. What other cards have Aftermath in Pioneer? So let's see. Refuse to cooperate. Leave to chance. 4 mana, discard any number of cards, draw that many cards. That seems kind of nice. Out of the grave. Back to nature for enchantments. Probably, yes. That way we don't have to target any. Okay, Driven to Despair was good. Reason to Believe is not the deck for this. Struggle to Survive, not really what we're looking to do. Oblivion is just worse. 3 mana Faithless Looting out of the grave. Farm to market. We'll have a tough time getting out in the grave. Target creature gets +X/+X, where X is the number of creatures you control. Is good if we're only winning. Aftermath is not good and not in our colors. Claim to Fame. Most of our Claim to Fame might be fun reanimating like Stitcher's Supplier. Or just a way to get creatures out of the grave. And Fame is just an aggro spell, so like it's not bad. I don't know if this is the deck that plays Claim to Fame, but it's a card we could run. Or are you giving Hogek haste? Because that's nasty. Prepare to Fight. No, I don't think so. Heaven and Earth. Failure to Comply. Cut to Ribbons. Ribbons is Reach. That might be reasonable, but we're not going to do more than like 3 off of the X. Rags to Riches, we'll never cast. Mouth to Feed. We can draw for our amalgams. Never to Return is not bad, but 4 mana for a zombie is not great. Dawn, putting all of our creatures back in our hand. Power 2 or less. So that's like Haunted Dead, Narcomoeba, Stitcher Supplier. Insult to Injury, no. Reduce to Rubble. Up to 3 target lands of your opponents don't untap. That seems kind of nasty. I actually ran that in real Dredge for a while, and it was pretty gross versus control decks because they couldn't untap Jarath like they had anticipated they would. I'm going to think more about that for a minute. Onward to Victory. No. Spring to Mind. No. Finish. Sack a creature. So Bone Splinters from the grave for 3 might be worth it. That's removal out of the grave. Lead all creatures able to... We could have a prized unicorn out of the grave. We could have a counter spell and then frost 3 lands. I actually really want to try that because it's super janky. I don't know. Okay. In Pioneer, on type creature. What other cards can reanimate themselves? So we could do like some artifacty shenanigans with Emery, but I feel like that's actually a good deck. We do handle foods somewhat, so maybe we could Feasting Troll King out of the grave early. That would be hilarious because we do have like cat food combo. And if we have enough low drops and ovens, we can reanimate Feasting Troll King to his own ability. That might be kind of fun. Embodiment of Agonies. For each different mana cost. That might be fun. No. There's got to be something good that I'm missing. Like something real good. No, on the Gutter Bones. We have Narcomoebas already. Cat food combo? Aristocrats? Maybe. Just maybe. We could run Champion of Wits. So Deathrite Shaman was originally in the list, and when I was testing with him, I wasn't impressed, which was really unfortunate because I like the card. We could run Champion of Wits. We'd never eternalize it though. There is a single cruise in the deck currently. Relentless Dead is too mana intensive, or we could probably do some hilarious. Jace Vryn's Prodigy. Hang on. That's weird. Because last I saw, he shot way up in price. Yeah, he's $20 right now. I would run him. Sidisi Brood Tyrant. We could run Despoiler of Souls as a worse Scrap Heap Scrounger. Bloodsoaked Champion is a little easier to turn on, like prized amalgams and stuff, because you just have to attack. Oh, I was thinking of the other Sidisi, the mono black one. Brood Tyrant might be reasonable. Enters the battlefield or attacks, mill 3. Whenever one or more creature cards are milled, create a zombie. Could see that. That would. Problem is, we were having like casting 4-drops felt bad. We want to do more stuff for less mana somehow. God Pharaoh's Gift and Gate to the Afterlife. God Pharaoh's Gift and Gate to the Afterlife. If we're sacking food, is there something nasty we can do with Scrap Trawler? So I know breaking and entering mills a lot. So like, my thought process behind this is, you Scrap Trawler, Witch's Oven, and Paradox Engine, and you just start sacking artifact dudes to get a bunch of food tokens to reanimate the cat a bunch of times. I guess that only works if you're casting them for free. So maybe not. But Emery would let you cast 0-drops out of the grave for free. And Paradox Engine would go infinite with Emery. And Emery Witch's Oven, Paradox Engine, and that's a different deck. I'm going to experiment with that on my own time because that sounds exciting to me. Oh, is that expensive too now? Mox Amber. What are we looking at for that? Oh, it's only $3. That's not too expensive. It's like in the realm of obtaining. So, breaking and entering is good because you mill a ton. But would it be better to run Satyr Wayfinder as a way to get more lands, so not run out of cards in hand as fast, as well as have other creatures? Satyr Wayfinder worse than breaking? Okay. Spoiler of Souls worse Scrap Heap Scrounger, I think. Yeah. Breaking is more aggressive since you can hit. Yeah. That makes sense. That does make a lot of sense. And we want to mill a lot of cards all at once. Just milling like 1 or 2 isn't enough, right? Vantress Gargoyle is just a low drop beater that flies. That only works if your opponent has 7 or more cards in graveyard, not if you have 7 or more, which is unfortunate. Could grind clock ourselves. I wonder if there's a universe where we can like Embalmer's Tools ourselves. Activated abilities of creature cards in your graveyard cost 1 less to activate. So Scrap Heap Scrounger could come back for 1. We could get back Haunted Dead for 1. I think. Wait a minute. No, that only works if we're playing like a big Reanimator deck. Though Cauldron of Eternity Reanimator might be fun to try. Perpetual Timepiece doesn't mill enough at a time. I honestly think these creatures should be like a sideboard plan. Because part of the reason that we're not... Like, there's some consistency that's missing. And having 7 mana guys that occasionally come in for 1 mana... Like, they're really good. But I don't... If they're a sideboard plan, they're not sideboard for, like, graveyard... Like, you can't bring them in against an opponent that's going to bring in Grave Hate against you, so they need to be main deck. I wonder if... We probably should run 4 Scrap Heap Scroungers. That probably needs to be a thing. Let's see. Diligent Excavator. Whenever you cast a historic spell, target player mills 2. Soul Flare! Welcome to the stream. Good to have you. Yeah, we're currently working on Dredgeless Dredge. It's good. It can win. It needs a little bit of help. Here's an idea. We have a bunch of recurring dudes, and we want to mill ourselves really hard. Yeah. Let's dig through time. That was what was originally in the list when Flora handed it to me. So we could go back that route. My other thought was, if we wanted to mill ourselves super hard, using our recurring creatures, we could use, like, Undercity Informer and mill ourselves. Just a thought. Alright, let's try Grimflare. Grimflare. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, look at the top 3 cards of your library, put them into the graveyard or back on top in any order, and then gets +2/+2. I think the only problem there is that it might be cost prohibitive. Okay, there's 6 tickets apiece currently. I don't know if I want to pick up Grimflare right now, but it is definitely a consideration for the future. It is. I do agree that that is probably very useful. It's absurdly good in any deck that plays green-black. Yeah, I do not doubt it. Fixes your draw, enables Delirium on its own. It is good. Oh, no worries. Happens to me frequently enough. Can't fault you. I'm gonna try cutting the big beef here. Approach, and you survived Star of Extinction onto Reckoner? Nice. That's nuts. I think we're gonna try some more Treasure Cruise. I don't actually know that that fixes our problem. We're gonna add some Wayfinder. The problem is, though, we want a mass of cards. We don't necessarily want specific cards. So in this scenario, Cruise might be better than Dig Through Time. Okay. Alright, we've made some adjustments. It's been too long without playing. Let's do this. Alright, we'd like to play first. Almost. We'll mulligan. This hand might get somewhere, actually. We'll keep. Put Amalgam back. Start Woodland Cemetery tapped. Pass the turn. Opponent starts Stomping Ground tapped. We draw Narcomoeba. So let's Stitcher's Supplier. Mill 3. Prized Amalgam breaking and another Stitcher's Supplier. Opponent plays a Llanowar Elves. We draw Mana Confluence. Okay, that's pretty good. So let's see. I think we Grizzly Salvage. We'll take a Swamp. Narcomoeba. Coming in out of the grave. We get a prized amalgam. Attack for 1. Opponent takes 1, we pass. Get back an amalgam. Opponent does not attack. We draw. Blooming Marsh. So play Blooming Marsh. Play a Witch's Oven. Go to combat. Attack with everything. Opponent collected company for a Swift Spear and a Scavenging Ooze. Main deck Scavenging Ooze feels a little bit bad. Okay. Opponent blocks Supplier. We're going to sack it for food. Mill both of our fatties. Opponent takes 4. Okay, I think we just... no, we have to Haunted Dead now, don't we? Pitching the Familiars. Get back a cat. Plays a Forest. Opponent eats our cat out of the grave. This is really like a little Schrodinger's cat. Opponent attacks for 1, we'll take 1. They're gonna shock Haunted Dead. Sure. They're gonna eat Haunted Dead. Okay, we untap, we draw. Creeping Chill. Not really what we wanted to draw, but at the same time. Alright, let's play a Swamp. Go to combat. Get in for 2 in the air. Narcomoeba. Pass the turn. Opponent eats Tassiger. Eats Gurmag Angler. And Supply. Kind of sucks that we're playing in a format that still has main deck graveyard hate. Alright, opponent gets in for 1, sure. Okay, untap, we draw. Scrap Heap Scrounger. Go to combat. Attack for 3 in the air. Play Scrounger. Opponent's going to shock the Scrounger. We might as well sack it for food. Another Llanowar Elves. And a Reckless Bushwhacker. That's kind of annoying. Opponent attacks for 10. Will chump. Guess make them use their mana. Opponent has gained 10 life. It's not fun. I think we might have to just go to game 2, depending on what happens here. Breaking and entering. So our opponent can exile 5 cards from our grave. So breaking probably doesn't do anything if we target ourselves. And I don't know if we cast it targeting our opponent. Well, I guess we could just to gain information. I'm not sure if we're totally out of this game yet. We'll see. Okay, 8 breaking and entering. Attack with everything. I just killed myself. That's my bad. Okay, so versus this deck. Kind of like Thoughtseize. A lot. Murderous Cut's probably one of the ways to go here. Cut like a Wayfinder. 1 Cruise. A Scrounger. And then like an Oven and a Familiar. We'll try it like this. Alright, we'll play first. Well, we do have Thoughtseize into Breaking, which should be pretty decent. So we'll keep. Opponent did mulligan, so Thoughtseize got better. Swift Spear, Burning Tree, Searing Blood. Swift Spear is probably the most damage over time. Burning Tree is really bad with a whacker. Searing Blood, just sort of annoying. It's not like super bad. I think we just take the Swift Spear. So they're actually playing like green-red aggro mid-range burn. I don't know. Breaking news. We mill 2 Narcomoebas and a prized amalgam. Yeah, that's a pretty good start, I guess. Your move. Burning Tree into a Bushwhacker. Yeah, why not? We'll trade there. Draw. Watery Grave lets us cast our other amalgam. We took about a lot of damage doing that. Would like green mana. Opponent did not attack. We draw. Thoughtseize. They played a mountain. And it is this mountain. So they have a Searing Blood. If we Thoughtseize, they take out Narcomoeba with it. And then we take 5 damage. We just Lava Axe ourselves. I still think it's actually what we do. Yep. Searing Blood, Narcomoeba. Does save our amalgams. Risk Factor. Okay. Make them discard Risk Factor. So we're going to attack with both. When they Risk Factor, we're going to let them draw cards. Surprised our opponent didn't block, but okay. So their hand is Forest, 1 unknown. Llanowar Elves, Forest. Can't Risk Factor. So we draw Stitcher's Supplier. Go to combat. Attack for 9. They go to 1. Oh, Stitcher's Supplier. Mill us something good. Creeping Chills for victory. Seems good to me. Alright. I think we just stick with this the way it is. Alright, double Supplier Wayfinder Opener. This seems pretty good. We'll keep. Kind of sucks that we have a Creeping Chill in hand, though. Okay, start Blooming Marsh, Supplier. Get an Archamoeba. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Mountain and Scavenging Ooze. That sucks. We do have a Murderous Cut. Our opponent likely cannot ooze enough things. So attack with Supplier. They don't block. Play Mana Confluence. Cast Supplier. Oh, they're going to nab a Haunted Dead. I still think we do this now. We can do this so they don't actually gain any life off of it. Okay. Opponent plays a Cinderglade. Collected Company. Burning Tree. That's it. Burning Tree whiff? My goodness. Okay, Thoughtseize. Let's check the coast is clear. Okay, Eidolon would really hurt. What does this do? 5 mana, Flash, Double Strike, Vigilance, Haste. So many words. But once we cast this Wayfinder, this Eidolon I think hurts them more than it hurts us. So we'll take Samet. Shock Watery Grave. Cast Wayfinder. Mill a bunch. Take the Painless Land. Go to combat. Attack for 3. Opponent blocks 1. We mill a Cauldron Familiar. Opponent plays a Rootbound Crag into their Eidolon. They attack and attack. Might as well trade for the Elf. They do have 5-drops in their deck. So we'll play a Woodland Cemetery. Go ahead and go attacking. Opponent does not deal with the Stitcher Supplier. Cast a Gurmag Angler. Pass the turn. Opponent draws something. Passes. We draw. Haunted Dead. Go to combat. Attack, attack. Attack. Opponent takes all the damage. We take 1 off of our Mana Confluence to play a Haunted Dead. Pass the turn. Opponent does not attack. We draw. Treasure Cruise. That seems kind of nice. Well, go attacking. Attack with everything. Opponent finally decides to trade off their Eidolon because it's killing them. But if they take 5 damage, we just cast Creeping Chill and win. Okay. They killed the Supplier. Opponent goes to 4. We mill a Creeping Chill and achieve lethal anyway. Never, didn't, always have it. Calculated. Oh, that was pretty nasty. Dredgeless Dredge. I like it. It's still like a little derpy. It needs... It's missing like one thing, and I'm not entirely certain what that is. If it had slightly more powerful self-mill, I think it would be really good. Honestly, it's probably missing Smuggler's Copter. Just as a way to like get in free flying damage. Like crew up Copter with an Archamoeba and pitch Haunted Deads and things like that. That's probably what it's missing. But I don't have Copter. So we're doing this again. So against Jedi 1777, we'll play first. It's an okay opener. So it's not amazing, but we'll keep. Play Blooming Marsh, play Witch's Oven, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Plains. Cast a Dryad Militant. Alright, well, we don't really care about instants and sorceries in our grave, except Creeping Chill. Play Satyr Wayfinder. Well, that's kind of bad. Get a 1/1. Pass the turn. So it looks like we're against green-white. Not hate bears, but kind of hate bears. Pioneer bears. And if our opponent attacks, we trade. Pretty easily. +2/+2 and trample. Turn the satyr into food. If Selesnya Charm is their removal of choice, Tasigur at least dodges it. We draw another Satyr Wayfinder. So, play Satyr Wayfinder. Take Mana Confluence. Creeping Chill and Grizzly Salvage into the Exile Zone. Get an Archamoeba. Play a Swamp. Play another Witch's Oven. Attack with an Archamoeba. Deal 1. Pass the turn. Fortified Village, revealing Forest out of their hand. Opponent plays a Loxodon Smiter. The best 3-mana 4/4, in my opinion. Hey, Basic Land Shark, how's it going? We're currently playing some Dredgeless Dredge in Pioneer. So start with Stitcher's Supplier. See what we mill. Mana Confluence, Creeping Chill, Grizzly Salvage. Play Mana Confluence. Yeah, no problem. Flora sent it to me over Discord, and I was like, there might be something here. We've actually been doing fairly well with it. We've been, yeah, okay, we'll pass. It is spicy. There is that. Been liking Crabvine in Modern recently. Crabvine sounds like fun. There's a couple Modern decks I saw that I really want to play. So mill with Stitcher Supplier, get a food. Untap. Blue-black, breaking target ourself. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. Go to combat. It's just a less scary creature deck if things don't go your way. That makes sense. So the way that I'm thinking this deck is working right now, it's like we're playing against a bunch of creature piles, and we're doing things unfairly but inconsistently. And like sometimes that's just good enough, and other times it's really not. So on our opponent's second main, we're going to reanimate 2 Cauldron Familiars so that we can get back our prized Amalgam untapped and ready to attack on our turn. What's the most busted thing this deck has done? If you cast Breaking targeting yourself turn 2, you can mill some number of Creeping Chills, prized Amalgams, and Narcomoebas. And so, like, hitting 2 Creeping Chills, a Prized Amalgam, and a Narcomoeba or 2 is, like, the nuts. Because you do that on turn 2 when your opponent usually starts with a tap land in this format. And so, like, you cast, like, 5 spells, and your opponent has done nothing. And then you set up cat food combo, and it's so good. Oh, I did this at their end step. I'm so bad at this game. Because then you also set up a loop with Witch's Oven and the cats to just like burn your opponent out. It's like Diet Cat Crabvine in Modern we get Glimpse the Unthinkable. Yeah. Yeah, kinda. It's kinda like Diet Crabvine. It's Schrodinger's Dredge. Because you got cats that are dead and then suddenly alive. Haunted Dead is fun too. Alright, go to combat. Attack, attack. Pet Cemetery, yes. Yes. New name coined, Pet Cemetery. Love it. I have a pet jellyfish. I have a pet cat. I have a pet gimp. I don't know. Alright, cast Haunted Dead. You should change the stream title, but no, don't. But do it actually. Oh man. So I thought about if there was another way to generate a decent amount of food from the grave, other than like it was good to see you too, man. Other than the cow that you can discard to make food, I would definitely run Feasting Troll King in this deck. Alright, well you have a good night. Ooh. Convoke, March of the Multitudes. Remember when everybody thought this card was going to be crazy? Anointed Procession. That... I think I see what's going on here. Alright, sounds good. Round and round and round they go. Where the cats will stop, nobody knows. Prized Amalgam. So attack with everything in the air. Our opponent is going to have to attack, at least with their lifelinking dudes, to try and stay alive. Nope, they had enough. Okay, our opponent has enchantments and a bunch of 1/1s, so I'm actually going to bring in Golgari Charms here. Thoughtseize is probably good enough to just be in the main deck, because I find that like every day I want to be playing it. Treasure Cruise is really hard in this matchup to build up enough Delve for, because all of our instants and sorceries are just getting an exile because of the stupid Dryad Militant. And yeah, we'll cut 1 Creeping Chill because of that. Oh, whoops, I think I just ran 61 cards. Oh no. Well, alright, whatever. I'm gonna say no to this hand. This hand is not... this hand is not as well. This hand's getting mulliganed. Alright, we're going to 4. Put back Familiar, Blooming Marsh, and 1 Stitcher's Supplier. Hopefully our opponent doesn't start Militant again. They start Tap Land. So many decks playing Tap Lands in this format. Alright, we draw. Thoughtseize. Well, let's clear the way first. Opponent has 2 Assure Assembles and an Iron Root Warlord. Well, we'll take their only action, and we might be winning on a Multifor. Oh, I hate this. Okay, we draw. Prized Amalgam. So play a Woodland Cemetery. Stitcher Supplier. Mill some cards. Get an Archamoeba. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Plains we didn't know about, revealing more information than necessary, and plays a Smiter. We draw. A swamp. That's good. We'll go to combat. Attack, attack. Opponent gonna kill the 1/1. We mill some cards. Nothing we really care about. And then we cast an Amalgam. Opponent plays a Temple Garden, tapped, so their hand is Forest, Assure Assemble, Assure Assemble. Opponent attacks for 4, we'll take 4, go to 12. On tap, we draw Scrap Heap Scrounger. It's probably pretty good. Okay. Go attacking. We're going to leave this Narcomoeba back to block. Alright, Tasigur. We're going to delve away everything that's not a creature. Play Scrounger. Opponent plays a Hero of Precinct 1. So that's sort of annoying. Considering our opponent's going to get 1/1 counters, indestructibility, and... Okay. Attack for 1 in the air. Deal 1. Play Cauldron Familiar, pass the turn. So, put it plays... Oh my gosh, this is such a bad land to top deck. So next turn they can start making a billion tokens. We draw another Scrap Heap Scrounger. Wish we could activate Tasigur, that'd be sweet. Attack for 1 in the air. Play Scrap Heap. So opponent can cast a 6-mana Assemble. That's a sorcery, right? It's an instant. Alright. Good to know. We draw a Haunted Dead that we cannot cast or get out of our hand in any way. Attack for 1 in the air. We did mulligan to 4 this game. That's kind of why we're in the position we're in right now. Opponent gets 3 2/2s and a 1/1. That's a lot of dudes. I expect something to fully go wrong here. He's going to assure the 1 blocking Tasigur. Does he have like a Slash of Talons or something? Why is dealing 3 damage to Tasigur important? Ah, okay, he did draw a Pump Spell. Okay. Yeah, I've seen enough. We'll go to game 3. I think this deck needs more Thoughtseize. A little less Golgari Charm. Run it back. Alright. We'll play first. It's a pretty good opener. We'll keep. Opponent says, good luck. So they probably have an opening hand, rest in peace. Or something. And they mulligan. Play a Blooming Marsh. Play Stitcher Supplier. We mill a Prized Amalgam, a Grizzly Salvage, and a Thoughtseize. Opponent plays a Plains into nothing. Okay. Draw Gurmag Angler. Play Woodland Cemetery. Go attacking. Get in for 1. Play Cauldron Familiar. Pass turn. I just remembered, I think most of Zombie Rally actually ports directly into Pioneer. I should try building that deck. Alright, let's Grizzly Salvage, just to go 1 deeper than Satyr Wayfinder. Take Watery Grave. Yes. Yes. Get in for 1. Okay. We bill. We find a Creeping Chill. Perfect. Shock Watery Grave. Get us a Gurmag. And then at the end step, Amalgam comes back, triggering Amalgam. At the next end step, we get our other Amalgam back. I mean, if our opponent cast a Rest in Peace here, we'd be totally fine with that. Because they're really far behind at this point. Iron Root Warlord. They play a 3-mana 3/5. Okay. We get another Amalgam back. Untap, we draw. Thoughtseize. Oh. Thoughtseize. March of Multitudes, Smiter, and Assure Assemble. So take March of Multitudes. Go to combat. Attack with everybody. Block, block, and block. Okay. They go to 10. We play a Satyr Wayfinder. We get an island, we mill some stuff. Scrap Heap Scrounger in the grave. Okay. Play an island. Pass the turn. So we can exile a Stitcher Supplier to get back Scrap Heap Scrounger and an Amalgam. So they play Blades. Cast Smiter. Get a token. We untap, we draw. Another Amalgam. Good lord. Alright, go to combat. Attack, attack, attack. I want to get this Haunted Dead into the grave. Because then we can pitch 2 Amalgams and reanimate 3 Amalgams at once. That'll be pretty sweet. Opponent chumps with a human token. This changes their mind. Chumps with a human. Okay. We kill a human token. Play Haunted Dead, pass the turn. Alright, what you got, opponent? Now if they attack, we just throw Haunted Dead under the bus. And we're in a really good place. We also have 3 flyers that they're having a tough time with right now. Alright, opponent has double hero now. They do not attack. We draw. Forest. Okay. Go to combat. Attack. Attack. Attack, attack. Opponent smites the Haunted Dead. Sure. Takes 3. We'll innocuously play a forest. Pass the turn. Oh, is this a March of the Multitudes? Yep. Okay. They get 2 humans. They make 3 life-linking humans. They untap. Iron Root Warlord getting big. Opponent attacking for 14. They do not have enough to assure assemble, but I think we would be dead with the blocks I'm about to make to another March of the Multitudes. We'll see. Kill the life linking tokens. We have to do stuff Second main phase. If we do it at their end step, it's a problem. So second main. Okay. Assure. On Smiter. Get more tokens. So we're going to take 5 plus 11. Is this another one? Be slightly upset if it is. Double Assure. Okay, I think that actually just kills us. To be 13, 14, plus 5, we got a 1. Okay, second main. Haunted Dead. Pitching 2 amalgams. Get a bunch of amalgam triggers. Also Scrap Heap Scrounger. Oh, whoops. Scrap Heap Scrounger. Exiling Satyr Wayfinder. Yield to all triggers. Get a Spirit. Go to end step. Get 3 amalgams. Cool. Untap. I think we have a singleton of Golgari Charm left. If we have it, we win. Does that do anything? I don't think that does anything. They have 8 blockers. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ground attackers. I guess we're just breaking ourselves for fun. Okay, Creeping Chill might let us survive. I forgot that that was an out. If we'd hit 2 Creeping Chills there, we'd have won. So I think we just attack in the air. This should let us survive. I probably should have kept 1 back and hit them down to 2, because 2 and 1 are the same number here. And I didn't do the math on blocking, so we'll see. They do not have, Oh yeah, no, you're right. I should have. Should have attacked the Scrap Heap Scrounger. I think I just died. Alright. Trade. Trade. Chump. Profitably block. 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 And had I attacked with the Scrap Heap, we would be alive. Or had I kept back 1 Narcomoeba, we would be alive. So, we should have won this game. But, Kano can't math, as everybody knows. That was a good game, though. Those are good games. All in all, I think I really like this list. It definitely needs some adjustment. There are cards that, like, we never brought in out of the sideboard. Thoughtseize should probably be in the main deck. Like, there's some stuff that's derpy. It needs adjustment. Probably needs a couple more cards to get printed before it's, like, good. But it's fun. It's a good deck. Good enough. We won some games with it. If I can win a game with it, you can win a game with it. So, alright. I'm actually going to call the stream a little early tonight. I am much more tired than I thought I would be. And I'm blaming donating plasma and not drinking any caffeine on that. So, y'all have a good night. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Please follow if you haven't already. It would mean a ton to me if you did. We've got new VODs going up on YouTube that have been edited. They're super cool. I've been doing some scripting just to make sure that gets done correctly. Would recommend some Legacy Cube content going up on the YouTube. So, hope you all have a good night. And I will see you next time. Bye.